Hello and welcome to Sewing Classes Debbie and me, Tanya Budina. Today I wanted to show you how to make a straight skirt. This is a skirt we will be making. I think this skirt is a great project to start with dressmaking. It's easy enough for your first garment to make when you just start learning about making clothes, as well as very useful and versatile item in your wardrobe. You could wear it with a shirt or a blouse to work, put it on with a jumper for a more casual look, or perhaps wear it with a top to go out. When you have made your first simple skirt, on the next one, you could add some details to it, make it in different lengths or add some pleats or flare to it. I'd like to show you how to make different skirt designs using the same pattern. Maybe we could do some pattern manipulation and make some different skirt designs together. But about that we could talk next time when we've finished our first straight skirt. Okay, shall we start? First we're going to look at the fabrics. You could make straight skirt from a variety of different fabrics. Look what I've got here. Any kind of satin material will be good, or any structural fabric will be suitable. For example, like I have this leopard print wool, kind of medium lightweight satin. Material like that would be good to make a straight skirt, since there is no stretch. So another one I have here, which is triple crepe polyester. It's quite heavyweight crepe, nice and soft. It's a little bit fluid perhaps for straight skirts, so you would need to be a little bit experienced to use this fabric, as it does not move the way you want. It's a little bit soft and you need to level it up a little bit more than normal. However, it will make a really nice skirt. Or material like this is polyester satin stretch. Has a little bit of a stretch. It's very nice and smooth. It will work for straight skirt as well, really nice. Here I have some like a mini cord cotton material. This fabric is a little bit more structural than others. It has no stretch. It's a little bit lightish weight. It will work well as well. This is some kind of a mixed fibers polyester, I think mainly polyester satin. This one is a little bit stiff. It's a little bit heavier weight than others. As you can see, there is no stretch and it handles like quite well. Still a bit quite nice and soft. You also could make straight skirt from some kind of cotton material, as long as it's not very lightweight. See, for example, I have here, this is probably the lightest one I would make a straight skirt from. Again, there is no stretch, a little bit of a give. I think it's cotton poplin. You can make straight skirt from that, or even better would work cotton twill or cotton stretch satin. So it looks like you could make straight skirt from almost any material, as long as it's strong enough and will withstand a little bit of a pull. I've decided I'm going to make my skirt from this black polyester triple crepe material. It's a little bit challenging to work with, but that will be fine. I'll show you how I do it. And to make a skirt we are going to be using the pattern we made last time. Remember? I hope you made pattern at home for yourself. Follow my instructions, and today we will be making skirt together. Before cutting your fabric, you would need to either pre-wash it if it's a natural fiber, or you would need to steam iron it if it is some kind of mixed fiber, synthetic material or wool. Normally if you steam wool before cutting, that's enough. But those fabrics which made from cotton, linen, they definitely would be better pre-washed before cutting, because they shrink quite a lot and you could lose a size if you don't wash it before you make it. The material I've chose to make the skirt from is polyester, so it's not natural fiber. And I'm going to just steam iron it, and I think that will be enough to pre-shrink it before I start cutting it. If you don't do anything to fabric and cut it raw, basically if you just buy it new from the shop and cut it and you make your garment, you'll spend a lot of time doing that, and then after first wash or dry clean it will shrink and that will be too small. So just be careful. Don't forget either wash or steam or maybe pre-dry clean your material. I always say, so you should treat it the way you're going to treat when you wear your garment. For example, if it's going to be washable garment, then you better pre-wash it. If it's a dry clean, you would need to steam iron it or pre-dry clean. When you iron your fabric or steam iron before cutting, you need to fold it, so like self edge to self edge. So self edge is parallel to the fold line, so it's folded like this, and it's folded the right side inside. So when we steam it on the wrong side, because what happens sometimes when you steam iron it, your iron could spit some water on it, and if it's a dark color material, your iron will leave like visible water marks, like whitish marks on it. But if you iron it from the wrong side, those marks, even if you have some water on it, it doesn't normally come through the fabric and not visible on the right side. So make sure you don't forget. And I normally iron it when it's folded. I iron it from both sides, from one side and then turn around, and then on the other side of the folded fabric. So just make sure it shrinks, or it will going to shrink. So when we make it, it's not going to shrink or change the size after. Okay, all done. When we place our fabric on a cutting table, you need to make sure it's really nice and straight. I will use edge of the table for the straight guide, so I could put this edge straight on it and make sure both layers are together. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm folding it double, so this is a self edge, this is a fold of the material, and the right side inside of the fabric. Because it's quite fluid material, it may take a little while to place it nice and straight, so just bear with me. Okay, I think this is good. See what I've done? I folded material right side inside. I put both edges here to the straight edge of the table. This is a self edge. The fold of the fabric is parallel to self edge, and this looks like was a straight line on fabric, but I have used my straight angle ruler just to make sure it's really 90 degrees straight. So now it's ready to draw a pattern on. This is the pattern we made on our last lesson. It's a short mini skirt, and I decided I'm going to make not a straight one, I'm going to make pencil shape. So see, remember I was saying when we were making a pattern that we could do the straight, or we could narrow the bottom of the skirt a little bit. It will make it a pencil skirt. So see it's a -2 centimeters from the width. So if I just fold it in, this is a line, this is a seam around. I just fold it in this line. Yeah, so like that. There we go. First, we'll put the front. So this is a front panel. This is the center fold. So we'll need to put this edge of the paper to the folding edge of the fabric. Like that. Also, when we placing it, make sure edge of the pattern, just check next to the edge. Is the bottom layer fabric is not too short, so make sure your pattern fits. Okay? And then what I do, I put weight in my patterns. I don't usually use pins. I think this is a lot more precise and it's a lot faster with weight. Because when you pin it, I think it distorts the paper a little bit and it's not going to be as precise. Right, this is the back panel of our skirt. We can put it like that, or we can put it to this side. It doesn't really matter. We can put it like that. You're going to be putting it to the edge of the fabric. If your fabric is narrow or pattern a little bit bigger, and obviously this edge is going to be close to self edge, please don't put it on the self edge. We don't use it, so I would put it like that. Yeah, so you see I'm missing a self edge because we need to cut it off. Don't use a self edge into your garment, so because self edge sometimes could shrink more than the fabric, or it could be more rigid and it could pull all your skirt, so we don't use it, so don't forget. I'm going to put it like that. Again, to make sure this edge is not too short, which is fine. It's a little bit shorter than the top layer from how it cut it. And to make sure we're putting it straight, we need to lay edge of this side of the pattern parallel to our self edge. To do that, you just need to measure and make sure it's the same amount from the self edge. So you can just measure here. So it's going to be 14.5 centimeters. And this place is just a little bit less 14, so I'm going to just move it slightly like this. Yeah, that's about right. So I'm going to be making the skirt with the vent. Yeah, this part, which I'm going to show you in a minute. Right, I'm ready to draw around my bottom. Put a bit more weight on. I'm going to use some tailor's chalk. I think this is the best one for this kind of material because it's dark. You will see these. It will be quite good. So there we are. See, when I draw, I actually hold the fabric because it will move a little bit. So if I hold the paper, I'm actually holding the fabric under the paper. Okay, there we are. So we draw, so we need to lift the paper off now, our paper patterns. Please don't cut around your patterns because you will cut a little bit of a pattern every time. And if you want to make a next skirt, it may not be straight enough for it, it could become smaller. So just take your patterns off, and then if you want, you could still place a little bit of weights on it so fabric does not move when you cut. That may be a good idea without a pattern. Right, here, see I have my darts drawn, so I'll just mark the end of the dart on them. It will be like a little bit of indicator for you when you cut. Not when you cut, when you sew, when to start or when to finish. And then here as well, what I'll do, I'll draw the line to close the dart. So when we cut, we don't actually cut out into a dart, so we leave it in because dart needs to be left inside. So I draw myself the little line just as a reminder. So please remember, do not cut your darts out, as it happens quite often. And when you cut your fabric, try not to move it. Okay, so we cut it out. Now we need to remember to turn the already cut out panels and draw the darts on the other side. You need to mark the darts, so when you come to sewing, you have your lines to sew. Now we have two back panels for the skirt and front. Obviously this was a fall, so we have just one piece like that. Next we could either sew the darts or we could overlock all the edges on a fabric first. It doesn't matter which one you choose to do that first. I'll probably overlock it all first and then I'll be sewing. Okay, so we'll see you on the next step. If you like our video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give us a like. If you have any questions, please write me in comments and I'll answer all of them. This is it for today. Thank you for watching and I will see you soon for more sewing with me, Tanya Budina.